Today is day 27 of New Zealand's biggest gap year, in which Laura and I tackled 365 activities in only 365 days all around New Zealand about a couple of years ago. We're looking back at day 27, which is Black Water Rafting, and you guys had a lot of questions about it. So let's look at the video first and we catch up at the end of the video where I'm gonna answer all your questions. See you then.
Alright, so today we are gearing up for an amazing day. We are going black water rafting, and more specifically we're doing a Black Labyrinth Tour. After an early morning we are gearing up and putting on wetsuits, extra layers of thermals and all those kind of things. We're going down a cave and we're going to be jumping from waterfall to waterfall in tubes.
First we do some tubing practice before we go into the cave so that, you know, we don't leave our tubes behind or something crazy like that. So first of all we go on a jetty, we jump off the jetty with our tubes and we're like, nailed it, so we're ready to go into the caves.
After this little training we are hiking quickly to the cave entrance, which is really not too far.
We get into the caves, it's like a really cool little entrance. We just, you know, creep and crawl our way in, following Logan. First, like, obviously, as soon as you leave the daylight behind, it's pitch black in the caves and our eyes are having to adapt. But luckily we have some little head torches, so it's not all is lost, but we don't want to use those head torches like the whole time because obviously there's glowworms to see here.
And then off we go, tube on the shoulder and start walking, and we go through passages with like a nice little stream of water under, and we go through caves after caves after caves and little passage which are actually quite narrow. I mean, I don't know if you can get any narrower than that, but yeah, it's quite good fun.
We meet Cecil the eel, the resident eel that stays in this little pool, and she just sits there in the middle and waits for the Blackwater rafters to come and greet her. It's not long before we actually start doing the waterfall jumps that we've been training for. We get first two, it's quite a small one, but it's just like a bit of a rapid, and we just do a leap backwards into the deep water behind us. But because our group is such a small group today, he actually lets us do the jump again. So I do the jump quite a few times, it's pretty awesome. Just a bit of another walk down the cave. There's a bigger waterfall, like an actual waterfall to jump off with your tube, so that's the next thing we have to do. Logan stands at the top of the waterfall and actually helps us push off because again there's a ledge. If we hit it, you know, we'll fall to our doom. We're now in much deeper water and we're just slowly drifting to the majestic glowworms. It always seems like I'm going first on these cave tours. There's Robin who's like, oh yeah, go first Laura, go first. And some people say it's like, oh yeah, ladies first, but it's like, ladies first, pussies second.
We arrive in a section where we're going to be gliding under a massive amount of glowworms. The guide tells us just to shut off the light. We get to, you know, keep on paddling a little bit on YouTube, like ooh, 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 with the feet, you know, sticking out of the water.
So we're just like floating, like paddling and having a bit of a fight, me and Robin. He's helping the guide with the backpack, so I'm grabbing hold onto Robin's backpack and we're floating. I'm getting him to do all the paddling work and while we're floating down the river, and he doesn't notice for like 5 minutes. At the end of this section of deep water, there's a bit of a scramble. We get the tubes on our shoulders and we're scrambling over some rapids and stuff to walk through, and we notice like a huge tomo to the side of us, which is about 200 and something meters up all the way to the ceiling, so we're so far underground, and we try and have a look up it, but there's so much water because it's raining outside. It's coming down through the hole in the tunnel, so we're getting absolutely drenched by that. So I'm sure it's amazing when it's not raining, but we can't see anything. By this point, we've had a lot of time like floating in the tubes, and although we've done a lot of paddling and a lot of like scrambling over rocks and rapids, you can only imagine like what it must have been like to discover these caves all those many years ago. So after this really awesome, I think it was like 3-hour adventure underground,
We slowly arrived to the exit, which is a dramatic like cathedral shaped cave with kind of like a triangle. All in all, really fun day. Got to have a good taste of those caves, but I feel I need more. So by the end of the week, we have to see a bit more of those caves. Today is going to be one of my favorite days in New Zealand. We are going black water rafting and I just can't wait.
Alright, so black water rafting is definitely one epic things to do in Waitomo, and a lot of people have that on their bucket list when traveling in the country. So we had a lot of questions in the comment of the video, and I'm gonna go through some of the most popular ones. The first one was that people were asking us if we prefer the Black Labyrinth tour or the Black Abyss tour, because there is two different tours available from the Black Water Rafting Company. Now, both tours are quite different, and one of them is way longer than the other. Now, the good thing that we decided to do both tours during New Zealand's biggest gap year. So this is Black Water Rafting, and you will be seeing the Black Labyrinth, the Black Abyss a little bit later. So check both videos and see which one you think is the best for you. Usually the most popular one though is the shorter one, because you get less cold, and also it usually fits better with all the driving, because very little amount of people actually stay in Waitomo. So the Black Labyrinth may be one of the best option. Alright, what else did we have? A lot of people say that they had some good memories, and Tide said that he had good memories, Andy said he had good memories and really loved doing it. So SB asked a really good popular question, was, do you see a lot of glowworms in comparisons to the glowworm caves? So you saw in the previous episode, and you will see in the next episode, that we are going to many different caves and we'll show you all the different tools available in the area. Now, do we see a lot of glowworms? Yes, we did see quite a few glowworms, but it's definitely not the kind of the tour that you do for the glowworms. We have a bit of a section where we float and see a few glowworms, and it's quite cool, but you definitely see much more glowworms when you do the cave tours instead. So Chahem asked us to choose between this activity and river surfing in Queenstown. I think I will pick this activity instead. And someone asking about using GoPros when doing the tours. Now, usually cameras are not allowed during these kind of tours, and so we actually got special authorization because we're filming all those videos, because we run New Zealand's nzpocketguide.com, which is the largest travel guide in New Zealand. It gives us a little bit more leeway when trying to actually do some filming, and operators are willing to be a little bit more lenient with us. So I do understand that this could be a little bit frustrating for most tourists, but it's definitely for safety reasons, and we saw that firsthand. That doesn't make it on the camera, but so it doesn't make it on the video, but having cameras around, it's not necessarily that super safe. So yeah, then we're having again some questions about which one is more the more worth it, you know. So Black Labyrinth again is the shorter, a bit easier. Black Abyss is longer and a little bit harder, so a little bit up to you right here. I personally, on a personal level, I prefer Black Abyss, but if I was to tour around New Zealand, I probably would go more for the Black Labyrinth. And someone also was asking, how deep is the water? Can we simply stand in it? So the water level in the caves is extremely changeable, but usually, yes, the water is not that deep, and yes, you can stand in most sections of the cave, so it's pretty safe. There is no need to absolutely panic. You're not going to be engulfed in water all the time. Plus, the wetsuit that they give you is extremely buoyant, so even if we didn't have the ring, we will be floating because the wetsuit is making you float. Alright, so that's pretty much it for all the questions that we got on this video. I see that you guys really enjoyed watching this video, and we love having you around to relive New Zealand's biggest gap year all together. Now, if you guys are currently planning your trip to New Zealand, you can join us during one of our live sessions. It's happening at 8 AM New Zealand time every single Sunday. It's usually around Saturday on your side of the world, and you can come and hang out on the couch with Laura and I, and we're answering all your questions about traveling in New Zealand. It's pretty awesome. You can also ask us any questions in the comments of any of our videos. You can join us on Facebook, you can join us on Instagram. It's all NZ Pocket Guide or nzpocketguide.com. Just search us and you'll find us. And if you want to say thank you for all our hard work with all those videos and all the tips that we're giving you, just click the like button or hit subscribe. It's free and it definitely helps us a ton. Thank you very much and travel awesome.